Just let me know when I can hit it.
You're good.
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy.
You got me mad now.
If your power and feel and cows. Yay! Welcome everybody to, well, that really cut off fast. More applause, please. Welcome everybody to the first Wrestling Compadres Slamcast of the 2K16, y'all.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hoot.
Hoot, hoot, hoot.
B team in the house.
B team. Oh wait, I can't do the. That's right.
You're not the B team, bro.
When you guys announced yourself as the B team that one day, I giggled my A off real hard.
Just
because you
giggle?
knew you were the A team.
Just because you called
Peasants.
just because you called yourselves the B team, it was so good. I loved it. Anyways, welcome everybody. It's 2016. We hope you enjoyed our best of episode. We thought it was a lot of fun, and thanks for the positive feedback. But it's time to get rolling. There's so much going on in the world and a lot to talk about. So let's get right to it. First off, we're at Wrestling Buds on the Twitter. We are facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. Please go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars. Start the year off with a nice rating for us. Also, Dale Rutledge, he is in Japan. So follow him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale.
I got a puppy. I got a puppy?
And of course, Chuck Rice is also still in Japan. Follow him on Twitter at CRice17.
He's a man.
So you might be wondering, well, there's no Chuck and there's no Dale. Well, I mean, Johnny, what are you going to do for the show?
It looks like I found some friends.
Yeah, damn right I did. I got 2 of them. First off, this guy, you see him every single week on the show. He is the host of the Curtain Jerks podcast and the 16 Bits podcast. And he's also found on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. You know he's Scott Narver.
Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver. Curtain jerk compadre, he's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver.
Hi, Scotty.
Hello. I'm glad you have 2 friends.
That's it.
And I'm glad that that song was written by the Doctor of Style, Slick.
Oh, my God.
That was a follow-up to Jive So Bro.
Really?
They wonder if he could top it and have a song more racist than that one.
Right.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Not even close.
Not even close
But
to
Jive
being
Soul Bro
racist.
is still one of my favorite wrestling songs.
It's a great song, and that was Slick did a good job with that one too.
I thought so. We have another guy in studio.
Where?
Well, he's just
Right
here.
here.
He is a hilarious comedian and person and human being. He is the man behind, well, yeah.
Me.
I don't want to, I'll give it away.
Who's behind me?
No, I'll give it away. He's
Give it away now.
He might be the man behind Marky Extreme.
That's not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
Behind Mark
Not
Wahlberg?
confirmed. He might have something to do
Mark
with
Wahlberg's manager.
He might have something to do with On Your Mark. He is Mark Wahlberg's manager going all the way back to the Funky Bunch. He is about to go to Florida in 10
Good
days
Days.
and shoot his own feature film. Also, he is the man behind the hopefully Chris Pratt and Shane Hartline show, which I've been lucky enough to be a part of many, many times. And do I have a song for him? No, I don't. But he is.
Maybe one day.
He is Shane Hartline.
You guys should tweet Wrestling Buds and tell them what my song should be. My song should
Sean,
be.
get him a Sean.
I want to bring up something that I'm very surprised hasn't been brought up yet.
Uh-oh.
You guys aren't the least bit worried at why Chuck might really be in China or
Japan.
Japan?
Is he getting married?
No, just Chuck in Japan scares me.
Yeah, it should.
It should scare you guys.
You think he's not coming back?
I don't know.
Is he a
why
spy?
I don't know. I
Okay.
just know that Chuck in Japan, nothing good can come from that.
That's actually, I mean, I didn't really think about it, but you're probably right.
Should be very afraid.
He's there for like 2 weeks.
I would hope that Dale has him on like one of those Disneyland child leashes. Like, it's the harness. And he's like, no, that's a Japanese tea garden. We don't go over there.
Let's be honest. Dale is probably touring around right now by himself, and you know, hopefully Chuck's getting into some trouble. and he's going to send.
That's what I'm worried about.
He's probably in a bullet train approaching nice young
People
ladies
need to
and
be
saying,
checking on Chuck constantly.
on a bullet train with the Bullet Club. I've been looking on his
he's
Twitter.
He's saying like, "Hey, you want to join the Bullet Club?" You know,
he's having a good time.
probably.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
Boogeyman could be anywhere.
he could be.
Yeah, just saying we should be constantly checking on him.
Well, I
Oh,
can't.
I didn't do that at all.
Okay.
I'm a terrible parent.
Well, I mean, it's not like we can't text him. Pretty sure phones don't work over there. They don't have phones in Japan.
Nope.
No, there's no phones.
Nope.
There's no lights. Not a single luxury.
No.
From what I hear.
So
But they're over there.
funky toilets though.
Cool toilets.
man, they heat your butt.
I heard the bidets are second to none. Mm-hmm. So.
And they got great water fountains.
Oh,
Don't
yeah?
confuse
The
them.
two, yeah.
Believe you me. Let's not talk about it. So, they're in Japan. They went to Wrestle Kingdom, which, first off, we'll get to in just a second. But first announcement, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We have our first taping of 2016 coming up this Sunday, guys. Ooh. If you're in Southern California, it's awesome. The Percy Pringle III Cup. It's a classic urn from Percy Pringle. It's beginning this Sunday. We're going to have our opening round matches. We already had our qualifying matches. Now it's really going to be the big tournament. So this Sunday, 3 p.m. bell time. If you're in Southern California, please follow at CWF Hollywood or hit me up on social media. We would love to see you free of charge. It's going to be a great taping.
Who are a couple of contenders in the
I was just going to ask that, yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, number one, Rocky Romero, fresh off of Wrestle Kingdom.
Ooh.
He's going to be there. Eric Watts.
Yes.
Pretty much all of Vermin.
Okay.
They're all vying for a number one contender shot.
Vermin's vying?
They're all vying.
Yeah, Vermin's vying.
Everyone's vying.
Oh.
They're all vying to
Vermin's
get a
vying
shot.
for victory.
They're vying for victory to get a shot
You
at
can
Peter
take that
Avalon.
line.
I will. I'm going to use it every week. right next to you because you're here too. But yeah, everyone's going to be shooting for that number one contendership. And I cannot wait. Man, I really look forward to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so if you guys are in town, come on out. And if you're in town, if you're listening to this or watching us right now, please come out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, Blood Drive, Saturday, February 13th for not Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
That you get busted wide open and they don't use the blood for any good purpose.
They just take it, yeah. Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, our big one in September was a huge success, and it was an honor to do it. Well, this is the next one, and so we're really excited for it. So if you're in Southern California on Saturday the 13th, or you're going to be, hit me up, and I'll give you the link, and you could sign up ASAP. If not, help spread the word on social media. Do whatever you can. Maybe you'll reach one person who wants to donate, and that's a beautiful thing.
Is the Ninja Turtle going to be there again?
You know, if we reach out to him, I don't know who he is, but my friends can reach out to him.
Okay.
He was pretty cool.
Probably Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael.
Any one of them.
Could be Slash.
You sure?
Yeah, I think there's roughly only 5.
Okay. Well, I mean, who knows? You can let Michael Bay get a hold of something. You never know what'll come up.
Well, then he'll put Sheamus in it and make it awkward and kind of ruin it.
For God's sake. Anyways, with that said, guys,
The shades are on!
let's get going here. First thing off, we're going to start off with some Slamcast news. All right, we're going to zip through these because we had a lot of stuff to do.
Happening.
Yeah.
So, rumor mill.
Pull that zipper down.
Pull that zipper down.
Dad. Oh, sorry. Flashback.
All right, so apparently WWE is close to signing AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And there was even a tweet from the Bullet Club at Finn Balor with the quote, "Keep a few shirts ready for us."
What?
Holy
Do you
crow.
think they could come in as the Bullet Club? Like, who owns that property?
They do.
They do?
As far as I know.
That would be awesome. That could be really cool.
I mean, they already have the Balor Club, so worst comes to worst, they come in as... I don't know, but it's looking... I mean, they all asked for their release from New Japan, and it seems to be... And then, of course, the WWE Network just became available to Japan today.
Oh.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I've heard...
Yeah.
I've heard that... I've heard that AJ he will be skipping NXT and going straight to the main roster.
I mean, I think him and Nakamura both...
Royal Rumble, possibly?
Dude,
That'd
can you
be pretty
imagine
amazing.
Nakamura and AJ Styles both... Because the last couple of Royal Rumbles, people haven't exactly been happy. Batista, Roman Reigns, surprises have been, not what people expected. Could you imagine just alone Nakamura, AJ, not to mention we have Jericho back.
And the news of what's at stakes for this Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Huge.
I'm very excited for this year. What if such a like, what if AJ came in and just took it? Like, could you like that would just shake the foundations of the company.
Mm-hmm. And also, when you have a surprise entrant like him or Nakamura, things are really up in the air. You know, like Roman Reigns. I really love the look of concern on Roman Reigns' face at the end of Raw. He sold it really well. It's like, oh damn.
So, I mean, we don't need to jump around like this, but
let's jump around.
So if the belt's on the line, is there no I guess you become the main event of WrestleMania. Is that it's just everything different this year?
My guess would then be Fastlane provides the number one contender, and we're supposed to care about Fastlane then 2 years in a row, so they do a good job that way.
Yeah, that would make
Fastlane,
sense.
it's really, last year we were like, come on, what's Fastlane? Oh, Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns? Oh, all right.
I don't mind.
Okay, Fastlane.
I don't mind that they change it up like this year.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, look, a lot of people have been, complaining or whatever, and
What? On the internet?
Yeah, internet people getting mad. I mean, come on. But this is a way to really shake things up. And I mean, this is the first Raw of the new year, and you mentioned before we even started recording, it was good.
It was really good. The crowd was dead at points, which I still don't understand. Why go to a wrestling event if you're not gonna like participate and be into it? You pay your money to be there.
Right.
Why do you sit? And I mean, it's not like last night they weren't giving the crowd good stuff. It was a very entertaining show. Like, why not react?
Yeah, and Sheamus and Reigns.
Go crazy for 4 hours. You have the time.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. My seat just dropped. I'm just gonna play. I'm just not.
That'd be great.
I'll just buy some time
I
to
would
fix
love
it,
it
bro.
if you slowly start sinking
I
down.
think it's happening.
By the end of the show,
moving
you're
forward. Improv. Yes, and let's go.
By the end of the show, your chin is just right here on the desk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey guys.
No, it was a great show last night. Since we're jumping around, I have to bring this up because it was one of the things that stuck out the most.
It's a jump around kind of day.
It is.
Get up.
Did Vince mess up majorly in that main event spot when the referee came
Scott
out?
Armstrong?
Yeah, I replayed that multiple times to see if it was me not catching something, or did Vince get up when he wasn't supposed to?
No, the announcers did a great job of covering it. Basically, Mr. McMahon was supposed to be completely out of it and unable to make the count. The problem is
He looked
and
but then
kind of
just went incoherent, right?
Yeah, he looked like he was able and could have rolled over and done the 3 count. What he should have done, if he knew, I'm assuming what was supposed to happen is if he knew that another ref was coming in, he should have literally went face down and like almost rolled out of the ring, and maybe he was discombobulated a little bit. But the announcers did a good job of explaining it. But I guess
Totally.
I guess it wasn't exactly what they wanted. But hey, Sheamus and Reigns, man.
The announcement after that, I think, covered up everything that happened, because I think that's what everybody's talking about. Definitely.
Oh yeah, really, really cool. I mean,
we stand a good chance at seeing a new champion and possibly someone we just would have never expected to be champion. I love it.
Well, I have a question. Since Shane is in studio, and I always have to ask a question along this nature. Since we're talking surprise Royal Rumble entrance,
I know where it's going.
Are we gonna see Sting in the Royal Rumble, Shane?
I hope.
Your
doubt.
favorite.
I would love that. I don't think so.
Show off the shirt.
He got my Sting Misfits type shirt right
you
now. But he was on Ric Flair's podcast recently, and he mentioned that it doesn't sound like to me that he's going to be coming back soon, unfortunately.
Something with WrestleMania though.
Possibly.
I don't think he
What
has
better
to
way
be.
to go in than as champion?
But I don't think he has to be part of the Rumble. I think he could still show up after the Rumble as like you don't want to blow all the surprises at the Rumble. I think save a little something. You know?
True, but when people always talk about years past, they said like, "Oh, I want Jake the Snake in the Rumble," or certain guys in the Rumble. It's
I
like,
always want Jake the Snake in everything.
well, now I would. Now those types of people I want in the Rumble because now it's for the title. Previous years where it's like, no, I believe you're just going to get thrown out and you're not going to win.
Yeah.
Now, if you made it, everybody's coming out of the woodwork for this.
Well, while we're talking Rumble, though, right now we already have supposedly some definites. We got Y2J in there. I'm guessing all 4 Wyatts. Curtis Axel. The Big Show.
Well, Curtis Axel's still in the Rumble.
He's never gotten eliminated. So, I mean, come on now.
The shades are off!
Yeah. So we already
Change
have.
your hair, man, please.
Do you think this will become a 40-man Rumble like the time Alberto Del Rio
They
won?
might need to. There's so many people I feel that deserve it.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
And the title's on the line.
Yeah, how do
75.
you...
75 people.
75 people. Let's bring everyone over.
75.
100 people.
75 people in the Rumble.
Yeah, there's... How do you pick those 30 people?
You're probably going to get an NXT person or two. Just
Yes.
to showcase.
And like I said, we already have 1, 5, 7,
Wait, how do you count?
8. We already have you can't throw in Reigns. You already have 8 definites. And think about if they do have the people come over from Japan, which I mean, right now all signs are pointing to it. We're not ones that go to the dirt sheets, but like enough people tweet and text you. You look into it and you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
And they're dirty people.
Dirty, so dirty.
Dirty from those dirt sheets.
Oh, filthy. Yeah, so it just makes sense. The network's available in Japan. They all asked for their release. And the Bullet Club put a tweet? Like, that's a balls move.
That's crazy.
Right? It was at Finn Balor's Twitter.
That's a really, really big shakeup if that happens.
Speaking of a shakeup, apparently the SmackDown announce team, when it goes to USA Network, is going to be Mauro Ranallo, Jerry Lawler, and Byron Saxton, from what I read. I thought Booker was on it, and Byron was on Raw, but from what I read last night, it's going to be Ranallo, Lawler, and Saxton.
I love Mauro Ranallo.
I don't know much about him.
I used to watch Pride a lot, which, do you know who this is?
I don't. I was
Okay,
gonna ask that.
He's your father. I'm just kidding.
I have some calls to make.
Just call Mauro.
Yeah.
He's a great commentator, and he's a professional fight commentator and a sports commentator. He has a very unusual contract. I don't know if you know about it.
I do not.
That he will be commentating for WWE, for SmackDown, and also still be able to do other sporting events. Like, he'll still be calling MMA stuff. He'll still be working in other places. So he's the first that's ever done this.
It's great for WWE because it's so legitimate,
But it's so legitimate and it's so unlike their style. I imagine this is going to go ultimately very poorly. I'm excited that I'm on the SmackDown AfterBuzz
Poorly
team.
in what way?
Because if the stories pass, like Mick Foley's a prime example. When Mick Foley was doing commentary on SmackDown, he quit because he couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take being yelled at anymore and being corrected. Joey Styles, same thing. Like, Joey Styles is terrific at what he does and was a commentator, constantly got yelled at in his headset, saying like he's doing it wrong.
It does. That's the thing. I mean,
for their style of what they do, Mauro's not that type. I don't think he's going to change well because he's also a paid professional that does what he does well and will adapt some, but not completely.
Then again, you also think maybe there won't be in the headset. I mean, any announcer, you're going to have people in your headset, like I do, and sometimes you get criticized, but other times you're like, all right, learn from it. Like I've never been like
Vince McMahon?
No, not Vince. I've never been screamed at in my headset, but I'll get like, oh, mention this, or oh, we're going to commercial break. Like, you get the notes, and then occasionally like, hey, don't do this or something, or this is wrong, and you're like, oh, think on the fly. But I've heard the stories of how loud it gets in the headsets there, but.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see what happens. He's a great commentator. He's really, really great. And if you watch any MMA stuff with him in it, like him and Boss Rutan as a team are excellent. And I would hope that Booker would stay on there because I think those two would play off well each other. And this could be for SmackDown now. It's a great team, and it's a shame it's coming to an end because it's Booker, King, and what's his name?
Rich Brennan.
Yes,
I like Rich a lot. He's good.
They play off each other a lot, and they're really fun.
Yeah, I don't know why. And like I said, this could be wrong, but someone sent this to me that Saxton was going to be on SmackDown now, which would tell me that maybe Booker's going back to Raw. I don't know.
Could be.
Or maybe Booker's going to be doing something else. Either way, we'd like to have him on the show more often, but unfortunately, because of SmackDown, he hasn't had time. We're recording whenever he's at SmackDown, so
probably what he told Vince.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Got a podcast, man.
You idiot. Because I'm making Compadres, you idiot.
Yeah, he called Vince an idiot.
That's what it was. He's like, I got to get back on the show, man.
Because, you idiot.
So I don't know. Also, yeah, so with the announced team and Rey Mysterio, this is already old news, but we haven't had a show in a couple weeks. He's officially with Lucha Underground. So
that's great.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
I think that if he came back to the WWE, because wasn't there talks about that recently?
Yeah, there was rumors
him having like a kind of a special contract. But I think this is the best move he can make. Like, I feel like if he came back to the WWE, he would get lost in the mix. Like, not because he's not talented or a spectacle or anything, but I just feel like they've got so much right now. Like, this is the best thing that I think. It's a really good decision. I think
he gets to be showcased in that awesome Lucha Underground style there with all the vignettes they're gonna do, and it's gonna be really, really cool to see him there. He's gonna be larger than life again.
Oh yeah, and plus at his age, I mean, I think you get to the point where you know
17?
what, I'd like to say he's 17. I think maybe he just wants to stay local. He wants to. He lives. I think he's a California, obviously 619, and so maybe it's just, hey, I could just stay at home.
That's what that means. Gosh, so many revelations today.
Yeah, man.
I thought it was how many sandwiches he ate at Subway.
And he's very tiny. That doesn't make sense.
No, it
That's
doesn't.
why it didn't make sense to me.
Okay,
I
got
didn't
it.
know.
And that's your Slamcast news. All right, here we go. We got to run through some stuff here. We already talked about a bunch of things. Titles up for grabs at the Royal Rumble. We need to talk about this.
It looks like I found some friends.
Social
I
outcast,
love it.
y'all.
I love it.
What? There's so many moments I enjoyed from it. My favorite was when Adam Rose just said things that didn't really make sense, and
He's
Slater's
getting
like,
weird.
"What?" And then Axel grabs the mic and was like,
The shades are off.
"So good."
Yeah, you got two Xbox in that group. They're just going off on the mic, and the other ones are like, "What are you? All right, ring it in." Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Wrangle it in. Come on.
I hope that the direction of them, I hope they get more people. I hope that they force themselves into the show, like kind of a Raven's Flock type energy where they're just the outcasts that kind of make a spot for themselves. I love it. I think it has so much potential, and like Scott and I were talking earlier, it's like they might have just gotten together backstage and they're like, we're not doing anything, just put us all together and let's see if this works.
Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier too, like it's a great t-shirt opportunity, which, you know, that's the first thing to getting a spot in the WWE. Hey, I got a good t-shirt idea.
Yeah, I made money for you.
Yep.
And lately, every time Heath Slater's been on TV, fans have been going crazy for him on the internet.
Dude,
So
people love Heath Slater.
yeah,
His
go crazy
first
for him.
win. His first win since last 2 years ago.
I believe his first win since 2014 against Seth Rollins.
I am the man.
He it's great whenever guys aren't doing anything. This is the time. Like New Day showed what they can do with some creativity left to them.
Yes.
Like when it's not just being told to them over and over again, like, here's what you're gonna do. I hope these guys bust out and just make moments for themselves, and not everything is just, you know, hey, you're told to do this, only do that. This is it. Like, break out.
Well, I feel like last night was that. I don't think Adam Rose and Curtis Axel necessarily had that planned.
Yeah.
Because you saw Heath Slater's response, like, what?
Yeah.
I think that it's a very similar situation with New Day, where the WWE was possibly like, look, this is your chance. Go out there, have fun. If it works, we'll keep going with it. If it doesn't work, we may not have much for you past this point. And so this is a good opportunity for them to just go out there and just be crazy, weird, and goofy. Because their debut promo last night, it like totally intrigued me. I texted Scott to see if he was watching, because I was like, this could be really fun.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of flowers ready to ride into the stratosphere.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and damn you, Hulu, for cutting that out. I didn't see it.
How
so you
dare
guys
Why
they?
would
told
they
me.
cut that out?
How
That's the
dare
fun
they?
stuff.
It was. I mean, I will say this. Actually, the match was 4 minutes and 37 seconds. That's also probably the longest Slater match we've had in quite some time. Now, Dolph Ziggler was the victim, which sucks, but hey.
Nah, it's fine.
Who are some future members you could potentially see?
I don't think it's done yet. What I would love to see is, like you said, they be goofy, they be silly, they do all types of weird stuff, and then we happen to get a certain intellectual savior.
You're welcome.
Sure.
Start clowning them, and then again, I don't know if they both all be heels or whatever, but
Dude, R-Truth has to get involved
Sure.
somehow.
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I just think there's so much potential here with guys that haven't had TV time in forever. And Sandow, I mean, come on, it's time. Let's figure something out here.
And could Miz possibly be their Hollywood Hogan of the group?
Ooh, all right. See, there's a lot we could do with this. This is
Horace,
cool.
Is the Horace Hogan Hornswoggle? Does he help or enhance?
I'm excited.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but
Is he a hindrance? Is he enhancement?
I'm excited. There's a lot we can do with this, and that's that kind of stuff is what makes a 3-hour show.
See what happened a month or two ago when everyone was like, so many people were injured. They'd forced the writers to get creative, and you need that sometimes in wrestling. You need something catastrophic to happen for them to be like, okay, we gotta do something different.
You gotta trust your talent, man. You gotta trust your talent, and if they don't come through, well, then you know. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to it. But fun stuff, y'all. Also, Becky Lynch and Charlotte, totally digging that feud. Charlotte's now officially, finally heel.
You were always homie in the ribeye.
Flair's about it. And what do you guys think? I think this is really fun.
That's where she should be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's perfect. I mean, she's like better than everyone, so you don't want to like her.
Yeah, I think it's building up to something really, really cool. I'm excited to see who the WrestleMania opponent's going to be, because it doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those, oh, Charlotte's going to fight the entire Divas roster.
Sasha
So they're
Banks,
all
I would
on
say.
there.
That's good heel versus great heel, though.
I foresee Sasha Banks getting a face turn at some point. I don't.
She's
The fans love her.
She's such a good bad person, though.
Yeah.
She's so good.
I'm curious who it could be, because it seems like it has to be somebody fresh.
And Becky's a
amongst
great
the group.
face. Becky's the ultimate underdog.
There's a lot
really.
in it.
Natalia.
We'll see. I mean,
she's not been on, but she can go.
and Bayley. We'll see if. I think Bayley's down at NXT until they feel like there's enough women to carry the the torch. But I really like
Kevin Owens in a wig.
Well, that's
Kendra Owens.
Something.
Miss WrestleMania
maybe.
taking the crown from Santina.
Who looks stupid now?
Yeah, I love Becky, man. I think that match last night was phenomenal. How the distraction, you're thinking, oh great, Charlotte's got the roll up. No, Becky reverses into a roll up. Bam, gets the win. Then the attack. Well done.
Yeah, very well executed by all.
Very well executed and exciting to see more. Speaking of a feud, Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens. Yes, please.
Yep. Money.
Yeah.
I mean the good A+ match you can be guaranteed in any event. You know, like that's just a guarantee.
It's what Intercontinental title always was.
Yep.
It's that, this is always going to be excellent.
Yes.
So no matter what happens with main stuff or some other side things, you're always excited for that feud to carry on, and wherever they show up, commentary, backstage, anything, like it's just great.
It's really good. And my only concern is I feel like it's really going fast. Like how many they've gone through 19 announcers tables in the last 2 weeks. Like with what he did
You're
to
worried
Ambrose.
they're going to run out of tables?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Save the tables.
Save them.
You know? But last week, what Owens did to Ambrose, back in the day, that would keep a dude out for a month.
Right.
Next thing you know, Ambrose is on SmackDown. It's like, Jesus. And then last night, he gets the comeuppance on Owens and puts him through. I think we could space this out. Like, this feud can go all the way to Mania as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. Can I address something, though, amongst this feud?
Yeah.
Neville is silly. Neville is... he's a great wrestler.
You sure?
He looks completely ridiculous. When he came out with the cape and a trophy and the bandaged ribs, and I see the guy, and he's been the past couple weeks like at the Slammies when Kevin Owens came out and told Neville to shut up, like he shouldn't have won, and he's like, whatever, Kevin, and he leaves. Like there's no follow through with this character. Like there's nothing to him. Like he's just getting sillier and sillier, and I'm worried he's on the Dancing with Great Khali path.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I'm worried about.
I mean,
I've just been upset.
we don't want to see that, but...
he's the type of guy that he just let him be himself because his talent can speak for itself. He's my girlfriend's favorite wrestler, but anytime she sees him enter, like it's a giggle, like it's a laugh, like look how goofy he looks, and then he gets in the ring and his performance.
He's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
that's
he did last
sells
night,
it.
he flew 3 times last night. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
And I just think that just take the cape off. Like just take the cape off and let him just be himself.
Yeah.
Like
Do you ever rendezvous with your lady friend wearing a cape and a trophy?
Ooh.
I can't talk about that.
Wait a minute.
On air. Off air. I'll
Wait,
tell
no, I think we could
we?
elaborate on this. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a night out of the week where we play a little bit, and she plays Brock Lesnar, and I play Neville, and we have our own elimination chamber. It's a fatal tap outs are happening.
Enough! Stop it!
To be continued.
Yeah. Maybe another time.
Another
Follow it
time.
on Twitter.
I see your point, though. I do. Neville's amazing, and
He is amazing.
You know, there has been a couple. It's like they called him the new sensation, and they're like, that's shoving it down the throat. Let's get rid of that. And now it's the cape thing, and I see what you're
The
saying.
packaging is weird.
Yes.
When you see him like that, when I see a man in a cape and holding a trophy, I think of like a Owen Hart, and I'm like, I want to boo you.
I get it.
You're silly and ridiculous. Like, you don't need the trophy,
Mm-hmm.
the cape. A little bit, but there's something about it where it's like you're being a big petulant child. It seems like
It's targeted to kids, definitely. They want it to
yes.
be like he's a superhero, real life superhero.
Sure.
But
Right.
you got to find the middle ground of like what's entertains the kids and the adults.
yeah, like
for
what,
someone like
what
him.
makes it a little bit cooler,
Yep.
and it's just not. I don't feel it's quite there.
I feel you. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But I
there,
like him. It's a warning. It's like, Neville, I like you. I hope this gets better.
Absolutely. And Ambrose and Owens, like I said, I want this to continue for a long time. I just hope it's not being rushed too much too soon. Like they're already really destroying each other.
Well, you know what? He's always got social outcasts to fall back on.
Boom.
Looks like I found some.
That's right. Wyatt family finally destroying everyone in their path. Ryback, the big show, everybody, which is going to lead up to Royal Rumble, and I love this. None of that 50-50. They're just killing everybody. And that is what we want. That's what needs us. Because then they can protect Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, to protect Luke Harper.
Sure. What about Bray Wyatt winning the Rumble?
What about Luke Harper winning the Rumble?
I'm down with
Bray
that too.
Wyatt winning, I would love it. Who would he face though?
Oh, that I don't know. I mean, any number of...
Lesnar?
I mean, Lesnar's coming back on Raw. I can only imagine to say he's in the Rumble. Right? Why else would he come back?
True.
If he's in the Rumble,
Unless Lesnar's in Social Outcast.
Whoa! Yeah.
He just finds them all funny and entertaining. Like
you
they just make him
guys.
chuckle.
You guys.
I love Social Outcast. I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah, they're gonna be fed to
If
Lesnar.
Lesnar's in the Rumble, how do you? I mean, unless he gets just taken out by everyone, how does he not win it?
You bring up a very valid point.
Yeah.
I assume it's like everybody or whoever he ends up facing at Mania is that person.
Or
that
the
costs
the
him.
Wyatts are in it, and they take him out for Bray.
I mean, Lesnar's tough because, I mean, he's going to come back to a huge face reaction. Unless he comes back and gets attacked, and that sets up a match with him not at the Rumble. Because I feel like the Rumble's already going to be so stacked, especially if you bring the aforementioned New Japan guys over. You know, Lesnar in a match is another main event for you.
Can we talk about something, too, that I don't even know has been mentioned on your podcast yet? Is The Rock is announced he's coming back for WrestleMania.
Sure.
What will his position be in the show?
Holding a sign for Roman Reigns in the front. Please don't boo this man.
I mean, is it going to be something like I'm the host, or is he actually competing?
Oh, we don't know. He's just going to be there.
I'm hoping it's competing.
Yeah.
Because with 100,000,
They
it can't just be. I'm going to do a vignette backstage. And all the old people.
I mean, I hear he's in shape. Have you heard?
The original issue was the insurance on his feature that he was shooting around that time wasn't going to let him compete.
You
Right.
guys are in the same movie.
Yeah, is he in the Slowak?
He is the
Roman Reigns says. He goes,
Yeah, thank you for that shout out, Roman Reigns. Every Monday night, No, but I mean, I would imagine he something happened and he's competing at this point. For them to make this big of an announcement, it would be a letdown if he was just like the host.
Yeah. Just be someone. Maybe at some point, someone challenges him. I mean, we got Jon Stewart. Yeah.
Because
Host against host.
Sure.
the reason I bring
Down.
that up to come back to the Rumble is I don't imagine anyone but Brock Lesnar being in the main event. And I could see Brock Lesnar taking the Rumble, taking the belt, and maybe facing The Rock.
But at the same time, though, you risk people not being as into it because you know The Rock ain't staying
Ain't gonna-
around.
yeah, he's not
So
gonna take it. That's a good point.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't think The Rock, if he does wrestle, I don't think it can be a main event because it does nothing for the future.
Mm-hmm.
It's a attraction, but it does nothing for the future if The Rock is in the main event, and especially if it's a title match.
Yeah, but it seems like that was the concern before brought up by Mr. Punk, and that never bothered them previously.
No, it didn't. But
Because it's all about that night.
you'd hope they learn from it.
Well,
Exciting because it's not predictable.
No, it is not.
True.
Moving on, 'cause we want to get to what you're going to choose, brother. NXT has a whole bunch of more dates announced. February 4th in Memphis, the 5th in Nashville, 6th in Indy, 18th in Philly, Asbury Park on February 19th, and Albany in February 20th. They're all going to sell out because it's freaking awesome. Sami Zayn is back. Great match with Ty Dillinger. And the debut of the Drifter Elijah Sampson, who defeated Bull Dempsey. So, you know, NXT continues to thrive. Sami Zayn, I think it's awesome that Ty Dillinger was given the match for his return. It was really good, and you know, we're all pulling for Zayn, that he stays healthy and that he achieves all the success he deserves.
Stay away from Kevin Owens until you get on the main roster.
Yes, please do. And the Samson thing, I mean, look, it's something a little different. Let's see how it goes. He sings, and he's singing in those vignettes. So
You like a good singer in wrestling?
who doesn't? Come on,
I
Honky
do.
Tonk Man.
He's great.
All the artists that made your entrance music.
There's only one.
Who?
Slick.
Still Slick?
What do you mean still Slick?
I don't know you.
I've heard it change a couple times.
Yes,
I don't know what you're talking
Shane
about.
listens to the show.
Well, yeah,
He's a big
live,
fan of
and then
yours.
it's gone.
He's a
There's
huge
no
fan of
record of
yours.
it.
Very big fan.
He's a very big fan of yours. All right, let's get to what you gonna choose, brother.
Well, I like the things that are silly in wrestling. We get very serious here from time to time, trying to figure out what's going to happen. But I want to know other things. I want to know, guys, today, what legendary item in wrestling would you rather earn? Would you rather earn a Ribera Steakhouse jacket, or would you rather earn a Ric Flair robe? I believe we got pictures up here in case you're not familiar with it. We're going to bust those up pretty soon here.
Oh, that is a tough call.
But the Ribera Steakhouse jacket's very famous jacket. And then, of course, Ric Flair robes.
I mean, I could just get a
Question. We're open to questions now.
I could get a robe from a hotel, but it's not the same.
No, it's not the same at all. If you have any questions about this, I'll answer them for you.
That's tough, Shano.
I would go with Ric Flair robe. I just feel like they're harder to come by.
Now you have to earn both of these items. It's not just given
How do
to
you earn the Ric Flair
Yeah.
robe?
How do you earn either one of them?
Well, you have to.
always home eating a ribeye.
Yeah, you can't do that. First off,
okay,
you
that's
can't
easy.
be at home all day eating ribeye.
I'll eat a ribeye.
Not allowed.
Okay.
You have to. You're basically Ric Flair's personal assistant. So you have to go around, and what you find out is this robe is not available. It was never worn on television.
Whoa.
This is a robe exclusively
Exclusive.
that Flair has worn only on airplanes.
Is he naked underneath?
Yes, that's right. He only wears this robe while being completely naked.
Okay,
and
that
it can't
kinda-
be dry cleaned.
What if that makes
can't
me
be hung
want-
out to dry?
You gotta wear it.
What if that makes me want the robe more?
That's fine. That's up to you, Johnny. That's a personal preference right there.
Yeah.
But you have to control Flair on the plane and in his day to day.
And it's only been worn a mile high. Wow.
Yeah.
What about the Ribera steak jacket?
Oh, the Ribera stick jacket. You have to, of course, go through the act of being a young boy in Japan.
Which is not easy.
What
No,
is
it's
that?
not easy. A young boy in Japan.
Yeah.
Where you learn and train and you help clean up. So you help legendary wrestlers clean up after their matches. So of course, not just any wrestler. You
Provide
be
flowers,
up.
cool them off. Yeah.
a WrestleMania legend, Aki Bono. You would be taken care of, and you would of course do ball washing.
And the training is not easy. Yeah, of
Ball
course.
washing?
That's
course,
right. Young
yes.
boys are famous for washing the balls of wrestlers. So you'd be washing Aki Bono's balls in order to earn the
Both
Ribera
are
Steakhouse
very
jacket.
similar.
Yeah, balls if you
Yeah.
do, balls if you don't, guys.
It's like my dad always said. I'm gonna choose Flair just because Ric Flair. Like
Okay.
just because I like him more than Aki Bono, I guess.
All right.
You know, I'm gonna go.
Mixed message to Sting right there.
I'm gonna go Ribera steak
Yeah.
jacket because I've always been a big fan of softball style jackets with buttons. So if I have to wash, wisher washer a few.
Balls.
Yeah.
Well, there's two of them.
Some balls.
There'd be two of them,
Yeah, but, so I've heard.
but they're massive.
Yeah, right. You know what?
Not confirmed.
That's true. That is
No,
true.
no. Actually, Scott was a young boy at one point.
Oh,
Yes.
Is this what Chuck is doing right now?
We don't know.
I told him.
It's possible.
I'm so worried about Chuck.
I'm gonna go Ribera steak jacket. You're going robe.
Good choices, guys.
Yeah, and
If
you know what?
Chuck comes back with a
Listeners-
Ribera steak jacket, we know what happened.
Right. And listeners, I want to know what you're going to choose, brother.
Yeah, why don't you tweet us? We'll do one of those Twitter polls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a thing on the interwebs. So we're going to do a Twitter poll. What would you prefer? Go through all the earning of a Ric Flair robe or a Ribera steak jacket? Let's see who wins, because we're 50-50. We're split down the middle.
That's right.
There's only one thing that's guaranteed with me and Shano.
It's going to be some clean guys.
Clean balls.
Yes! All right, before we get to Mr. Anderson's interview, Impact Wrestling, if you're listening to this, it already debuted. But we are really excited. We're so glad they found a new home. Pop TV, it's a much better destination than Destination America. And tonight, as we record, it's the live debut, and then it's going to be every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Every week.
That's funny. I read this wrong. It looked like these matches were going to happen every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Pop TV.
Yo, I would be okay with that. This is the the two matches for the World Title Series. We have EC3 taking on Lashley, Eric Young taking on Matt Hardy, and as far as I know, a new champion will be crowned tonight on the live show.
That's how you kick off a show.
It's and not there's going to be some. I heard there's a really good knockouts match. Obviously, we know Ken Anderson's going to be involved. Maybe not in a match per se, but he's going to be a huge part of the show, which we're very excited for. And we're going to, him and I talk about it in the interview coming up. He happened to be in LA, and we did an impromptu thing like, hey, you want to shoot the bull for an hour? He's like, yeah, we did it.
Nice, man.
It's pretty neat.
We're gonna do some more Wrestle Kingdom stuff. I'm assuming next week.
Next week, I think Dale and Chuck really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And plus, I tried to get it online. Problem is, it began at midnight our time.
It's very difficult to watch in the span of time between now and then.
Yeah, I didn't get home till 1 a.m. and then I looked for it online, and it was a whole big hullabaloo to actually get it.
But I've seen some so far. It's amazing, and this gives the listeners a chance because this is a very special attraction. It's what, 4 hours, 5 hours?
About 4.
Yeah. So catch up.
Yeah.
We'll all talk about it next week. Did you get to see any of it
I
yet? Shane?
didn't.
Okay.
From what I hear, Okada and Tanahashi and Styles and Nakamura were perfect.
I saw the title match of Okada and Tanahashi.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's crazy.
crazy
Crazy
amazing.
good. Like, it's crazy good wrestling.
Okay.
And the crowd, you want to talk about an excited crowd? Mm-hmm. That is an excited crowd.
See, how do we get that over here?
There is a way to get it online.
No. I'm talking about how do you get an audience like that at a
Japanese
WWE event?
They should do more.
Let's not sell American crowds short. There's some
No,
amazing
there's
crowds over
some great crowds over here. I just wish, like, even for like a Monday Night Raw, like last night, I just was watching it and I'm like,
there.
just have fun. Just let loose and have fun. You paid money to be there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very good point. But yeah, so we don't want to talk about results or anything, but I think Dale will. I think he'll be back in the country by next week. Chuck is not.
I can't wait to hear what they say.
Yeah, and I think they're going to record something for us, so hopefully we can get it for you next week. But let's just do quick predictions on the World Title Series. We got EC3 and Lashley, Eric Young, Matt Hardy. I mean, it looks like it's going to be EC3 and Matt Hardy, just like before the whole thing began, right?
Kind of, yeah. That seems so strange to do after all this, but I don't know. I've not known the game plan. It feels like a starting over again, which is good.
Which technically they are.
Yes.
I mean, I think they're just going to...
But I think EC3 takes it.
I hope so. I think Matt Hardy, just for business, they're on a new network. Maybe they had to present something, be like, this is a very notable wrestler, and he's going to be our champion coming into your network.
I see your point, but all you have to do is watch EC3 for 5 minutes, and you're like, oh, this guy could be the face. He's the face of the company.
This is the outside looking in. I don't watch Impact. That's just my business thought.
But also, from the business point of view, it's like, but this EC3 guy, people don't like him.
It could be something as simple as the fact that if you social media following, Matt Hardy clearly has a larger social media following based off his career than EC3. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
He's
and
in
he's
a great
related to
viral
that
video.
Marky Extreme guy.
Yeah, that viral video. It's
Oh, yeah.
great.
You guys are cousins or something.
Yeah, I've not seen EC3 do that. So as much as I like him, I like Matt Hardy more.
Yeah. I don't know. So you're going to go Hardy?
No, I'm going EC3.
EC3.
Let's go in prediction. That's not going from what I want. It's what I predict.
You don't want EC3.
I want Eric Young to win the whole
Well,
thing.
I do love Eric Young. That'd be something.
But I'm predicting it's EC3.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna say it's gonna go Hardy, and I think an angry EC3 is a very entertaining EC3, and I think that could be really fun stuff to watch. And if you are in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, go to their tapings. They got tapings the next 4 nights. So get over there to the Sands Casino and go support and enjoy the shows.
I know one of our listeners, I don't know the name off the top of my head, but he had said he was going to go and clear up the whole point system for us
Oh, yeah?
in Bethlehem. So
Well,
yeah.
good. Let's make that happen.
Yeah, please do.
Let us know.
I'd love to know the final tally of the champion, how many points they have.
I thought you were on top of it, but I mean, I understand if you kind of got behind.
No, I'm not on top. I'm not in the final 4. Like
You're
I had 37 points.
You got knocked out.
But I got knocked out.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine, though. But hey, best of luck. We're looking forward to seeing what happens. And also, there's the debut of someone called The Miracle tonight. They're doing very cryptic promos.
Yeah.
No
Kurt
one
Russell?
knows. Might be. I don't know.
It's exciting.
I don't know. Someone named The Miracle. That's going
Miracle?
to debut. By the time you listen to this, everyone, you're going to know exactly who it is. We'll find out.
Predictions on that. Who do you think the miracle is? Someone we know?
Don't even. I mean, Curry Man. I'd be okay with it. Probably
I have
not.
No idea.
I don't either.
I don't know. This is exciting. Now there's somebody. There's a new person.
There's exciting stuff. And speaking of exciting, this is the first half of my interview with Mr. Ken Anderson, friend of the show. It's his first time in studio with us in a full year. He was our first episode of last year. First episode of this year. We're splitting it up into 2 interviews over 2 weeks. This one involves we talk a little football. We talk all about our tour to the Middle East because we never really got a chance to elaborate on that. We show a bunch of pictures, so watch this on YouTube if you can, eventually when we release it. And we talked about, the debut on Pop and how he enjoys working with Billy Corgan and a lot of good stuff in there. So, and then next week we're going to take listener questions and everything. So,
Nice.
with that said, here is Mr. Ken Anderson. He's the pride of Two Rivers, not one, not quite three, but Two Rivers, Wisconsin, which we're going to get to the bottom of whether or not there really are two rivers in such city. That'll be my first question. Mm-hmm. He's the pride of Two Rivers, Wisconsin. He is a devout Green Bay Packers fan.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, no, we're not going there yet. If at all. He's a devout Green Bay Packers fan. He's the reason I tried cheese curds when I was at Curly's Pub at Lambeau Field a couple months ago. He's a two-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, former Money in the Bank winner, former U.S. champion. All over the world, fans adore him, and he's just been a friend of the show, and he had a lasting impression when he was on our show just about a year ago, which we'll also talk about as well. Find him on Twitter at Mr. Ken Anderson. He's Ken Anderson. What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
We've had a good weekend.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of football.
We did. A lot of football that didn't necessarily work out in my favorite match.
No, it didn't. If you're watching this right now, we're maybe a couple weeks behind, but both of our teams, I'm a Chiefs fan, he's a Packers fan, we're both 5 seeds in the playoffs. So let's hope when people are watching this that they're still in.
Yeah, let's hope.
Yeah. If you're listening to this, well then hell, they're definitely in since this week.
I'm going to be praying.
Dude, I cannot believe the Vikings. I just got that one. Will you though? Is that?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I mean, it's sports
I'll
different.
be sending positive vibes.
Positive vibes. So it's just like throw them off.
Yeah, it doesn't do it. I don't think it does any good, but I'll still be sending them just in case.
No, I mean, I loved. We went to a Packers bar yesterday. I loved the energy of the fans. Mm-hmm. They were really optimistic up until the Hail Mary at the end.
Wow, that was brutal. And I actually thought when I saw it happen, I thought, here we go. It's a repeat from 3-4 weeks ago when they played Detroit. Now 5-6 weeks ago, whatever it is.
Sure,
but,
whatever.
Yeah.
Rodgers to Rodgers didn't quite happen, but here's the thing though: 5 seed. I mean, that's and you're playing who? The Redskins?
The Redskins.
Come on.
We go to Washington next week. I mean, I remember watching a game. I was coming through an airport a couple weeks ago, and I saw the Redskins playing the Cowboys. And honestly, I watched about 5 minutes of it, and it looked like a JV football game, like a JV high school football. It was terrible.
Well, you had Matt Castle at quarterback, I'm sure. Everybody else hurt.
Yeah.
And the Redskins just literally just running around the field.
Mm-hmm. It was brutal, and it was just like,
yeah,
it looked like a defensive struggle, but it just was just a.
It's a nice way.
A fuck up struggle.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. It's a defensive struggle.
Yeah, but I'd say something that I've really noticed this year is, and up until this year, I've never heard anybody have a bad word to say about Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Whether you like Green Bay or not,
well, people have complained about his quote attitude.
Well, that's something that I've just noticed this year. He's pissing me off. Just the attitude, because like I compared it to somebody today to Jay Cutler. Because Jay Cutler drives me insane. I watch him play, and he looks like a baby. He looks like a kid that was born with a silver spoon in his mouth that's just been pampered his whole life, and he just the quarterback is a leader, and you don't see him ever having any discussions with any of his fellow players on the sidelines. Something goes wrong, and he literally pouts, goes and sits on the bench on the sideline, doesn't even look at the iPad or whatever. He just sits there and looks.
See, I have a theory.
Weird to me.
See if you agree with this. I have a theory about Jay Cutler, and maybe possibly Aaron Rodgers. If you marry a reality star, that kind of tells me about you as a person, as a leader. Jay Cutler married a chick from Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is with Olivia Munn, who now is an actress. She's an actress, but kind of came from the hosting world. But there's always been questions about her attitude as well. So I don't know if that's the thing. I'm not throwing stones. I'm just saying he's a little smug at times.
I don't want to I love him.
You do,
but he's really. I just noticed the total change. Previous years, he always looked like he was having fun, no matter what. Even if they were losing, even when they'd screw up, like Brett Favre. Even when he'd screw up, he'd sort of get that little smirk on his face, like, God dang it, freaking did it again.
Like, I'm still a millionaire.
I just threw my 47th interception this season.
Right.
But shucks, we're gonna try it again, and I don't know. I just don't get that vibe from Aaron right now.
It's not been a fun last 6 weeks for Packers fans, that's for sure. And going into the playoffs, there's a lot of stumbling teams though. There aren't many that are on a roll. Patriots look bad. Bengals are hurt. I mean, this whole playoff is way up in the air, and that's kind of exciting in a way.
It is. All the teams too that have the records that they do. There's a lot of teams that have really good records.
I can't wait.
The Carolina Panthers, the Patriots.
Yep. Arizona.
This goes on.
I might go to Houston this week for the Chiefs game.
I think you should.
Dude, we haven't won a playoff game since I had adolescent acne in 1993. I want to go and see them win a playoff game.
You should.
I know. I gotta. Does anyone have a hookup? Let me know if I can get tickets to the Chiefs in Texas. Yeah, email me, JohnnyLaquasso@gmail. Airdrop me. I just learned what that is, thanks to you.
Except it didn't work in this building.
No, but I mean, I'm behind on a lot of shit. I
actually tried teaching Aries and Shane when we were over in the Middle East, and I was trying to send them videos, and I was like, "Oh, just turn on your AirDrop." And both of them were like, "What the hell is that?" And I showed them, and then I started AirDropping, and
did it
20
work?
minutes later, Shane's like, "Man, this AirDrop is bullshit, man."
Hey man, what's up with this AirDrop? I ain't getting nothing.
Just email me to get.
Come on, Ken.
Email me the goddamn thing, huh?
Don't you laugh, Ken. Come on.
Okay, fuck it.
We're gonna get to that tour. We're gonna get to our Middle East tour, Ringside Salute, which is really cool. But first things first, Impact Wrestling is a new home, Pop TV, debuting Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and of course every Tuesday after that, 9 p.m. Eastern. But the first show is gonna be live. I know as we do this interview, you're about to fly back east for all the tapings.
Yeah.
As wrestling fans, I think everyone has to be excited because we want every company to thrive. When every company's thriving, that makes it better for everybody. It makes competition. It makes it fun for everyone, you know. And Destination America just didn't feel like they knew what they had, and so I think Pop is a really good move.
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it, and one would think that what you just said was true about everybody wanting all the wrestling companies to thrive and survive, but you know, it's interesting because I think a lot of times we just hear the most vocal people out there, and they're usually the most negative.
They're really good on the internet.
I hear so much negativity about TNA. You know, it's a failing company, and this and fail, and I wonder, would you apply that to anything else in life? Would you only want to watch one television show?
Right.
Would you only want to shop at one? You know, I want Target, and I want Best Buy, and all these other businesses to go. I only want to shop at Walmart for the rest of my life. That's it. No, you would never.
Well, if you're in Kansas.
But for some reason, do they have Kmart's in Kansas?
I would hope
or Shopko's?
What the hell's a Shopko?
Prangy JCPenney's?
Now you lost me. I know JCPenney's. As a fat kid, I took many a picture in JCPenney for the school photos, JCPenney style. But no, you're right. That's the one thing is what's interesting about wrestling is, and I really have a hard time seeing it go to other genres. Like I also host a show about the DC movie universe. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, Marvel and DC compete. Yeah. But on our show, we don't trash Marvel. It's like, look, we're watching it too.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We're watching Ant-Man. You know what I mean? So it's like it's very interesting how wrestling has that group of fans, and I don't know where it came from or where, you know.
We're loyal to WWE. We're loyal to TNA. We're loyal to whatever it is. We're loyal to independent wrestling.
But loyalty's fine. It doesn't mean that, because at this point, any company that you see on TV, there's people that came from the indies or from wherever else. Mm-hmm. You didn't start off at the WWE.
Right.
I mean, no one did.
No.
So it's like you're really supporting just supporting every athlete and everyone who puts their body on the line. And to me, that's the smart thing to do. And I couldn't be more excited for because Pop TV is in way more homes. Mm-hmm. They seem to be super excited about it. And I think the live show, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to crown a new champion. And obviously, we don't know what you're going to be doing yet, but I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, you're there. It's got to be fun.
Yeah. I think it will be. It will be. I got a little birdie sat on my shoulder and told me what I'll be doing. And sort of, I'm looking forward to it. I will not be on the live show, unfortunately, but because I'll be here doing some voiceover stuff. But,
Yeah. But soon enough. I mean, you're heading
I'll
back
be
east.
Heading back on Wednesday after the day after the live. I actually have a red eye on Tuesday night after the live show. So
Good. And Tuesday night's a good night. I think it's to have established night of the week, and as fans, like that's the best part about people who listen to our show or watch our show. They do support everything, and we love. I mean, your appearance on our show last year was like all time. It was almost a year ago. It was like the first week. It was the first show of 2015.
Yeah.
So now you're on our first show.
the interesting thing is I was out here promoting the Destination America switch.
That's true.
That's what I was here for with Dixie and Chris Melendez. So.
There you go, our boy Chris. Yeah, and we talked a lot about a lot of things when you were on last. We talked about how to go on an interesting first date. With puppetry.
Puppetry of the penis.
Puppetry of the penis. That was one of the biggest hits of our entire year. That talk. Which, hey, I support all art forms.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
I could-
Did you try any of it?
I couldn't do it.
No?
I don't think I could. I'd run out of puppets. You know what I mean? Like I'm a one-trick pony, I think. You know? The audience be
You
like,
do the sailboat?
well,
Or the cheeseburger?
go ahead, explain. What are those?
The cheeseburger is the guy.
Oh Jesus. Oh, there was a cheeseburger on the show.
Oh yeah. So the guy, he basically
Does he team up with someone
sort
else?
of pulls his pecker to the side.
Yeah.
Folds it over and then rolls one testicle up on top and then one on the bottom and then kind of squishes it together and it looks. And then if you look,
Couldn't do
it's
it.
got the little. The little
things, sure.
They look like little pimples on
Right,
the ball sack.
right.
He's like, look, it's a sesame seed bun even. Like, and then at one point, at the very
What
end
was
of the
the other
show,
one
the grand
called? So
finale.
there's a cheeseburger. What was the other one called?
The sailboat. So this was at the end of the show. The guy stands up on a skateboard, and
Stand up
he
on a
pulls his. He gives himself a little Stretch Armstrong.
So they have props.
No.
Well, they have a
Well, the skateboard.
They have a
So
set?
that was it. It was just on a stage, and they had literally. I think that was the only thing that they used the entire show.
See, that's a real artist right there.
And he stands on the skateboard. He stretches it out as far as he can, and then he grabs his bag and he stretches that out. I'm telling you, this guy looked like, remember in Jurassic Park when the fat guy falls down in the mud and the dinosaur comes up and goes.
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, it was like that big. He stretched that son of a bitch out. It was.
Was it?
And then somebody came along with a little fan, with one of the little desk fans, and
No.
he sailed across.
And then did David Blaine come out and say, "This was my trick"? And then Chris Angel just came out.
And then Chris Angel just starved himself for a week. Look, magic.
I'm not going to eat during this entire puppetry.
I don't understand how that's magic.
I don't either.
I'm gonna fucking starve myself. For
Yeah, I
a
couldn't
month.
do it. The audience would get tired of seeing me. They'd be like, "Why does it look like a little Super Mario Brothers character every time?" Like that's all I can. That's all I get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
The
just-
1-Up mushroom, or is it the
Yeah, it'd just be the 1-Up mushroom.
1-Up?
You
No.
kidding me? I'm not giving anyone fireballs. No way.
Okay.
I don't have that kind of skill.
Well, that's good actually.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want to. Yeah, everything's clean over here,
Gift that keeps giving.
ladies. Oh, this is
This is off to a swimming start.
It's exactly how I wanted it to be. It's just two guys having a good time. But yeah, so Pop TV, we're pumped about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're excited to see, how everything plays out. And congratulations to everybody and our fans' support for sure.
And also, I think pretty cool news. I think everybody knows that Billy Corgan is one of our executive producers now, and also one of our lead writers. And
he's really involved.
Yeah, and he's fantastic too. I wasn't skeptical. I just didn't know what to expect. People were asking me, "What do you know?" And I had met him a couple times, and he was a really nice guy. We got along fine, but I didn't know anything beyond the fact that he was a good musician.
Sure,
I liked his music. It turns out the very first day he got there, he and I think a lot alike. He's very old school, and I'm very old school. And
Well, he ran his own.
He actually he produced all the segments that I did with Bram. I had a feud. It was probably one of my favorite feuds that I've had in the last couple of years.
It was really
with
good.
Bram, and he was the producer on that. And it was a combination of Bram, Billy, and I that sort of just sat down and figured things out as we went along. And Billy's one of those guys that's super receptive. We'd get the TV and they would sort of lay everything out, sort of give us a rough outline of what we were going to do. And we would all just sit there and look and hey, what if we did this? And yeah, that sounds great.
That's a breath of fresh air, isn't it?
It is, because so many times in wrestling, and I don't know what it's like in the other entertainment in parts, but it's, no, this is the way we're doing it. And just do it this way. Don't think. And I hate that, because I'm an artist. I look at myself that way. I'm an actor, a performer, whatever, and an athlete, all rolled into one. And I think the creative, a good idea is a good idea is a good idea. It doesn't matter if it comes from the janitor.
Sure.
And I think people should just always be open to changing things on the fly.
Was that a Goodwill Hunting reference? Wasn't he a janitor?
I don't know.
No, you're right, though. I mean, to have someone who, and I would think when they brought him on board, I was like, well, I knew he ran his own company, wrestling company, for a little while.
Sure.
And when you do that, that's not an easy thing to do and keep it afloat. And it's great to hear that he is open to ideas, because nobody knows themselves better than, no one knows me better than me. No one knows you better than you.
Yeah.
You have a certain character, but at the same time, you know what you're capable of, and you've already have a proven track record. So for Billy to be like, Billy's got to be just jazzed to be working with the roster. And why not make it as great as it possibly can be?
Yeah.
And to sit down, to send you a text and be like, hey, you know what? Let's kick some ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's freaking amazing. That's the dream right there.
I remember sitting in an airport waiting for a flight. I was eating ramen noodles and talking and drinking a glass of wine and talking to Billy.
In the airport?
No, in an airport in Minneapolis waiting for a flight. And I was like,
nice.
We sat and he's, what's your ideas about what we should do with the Bram angle or whatever? And he said, I want it to be, because I have a tendency to sort of go comic. I like comedy wrestling, which, whatever. But he said, I want to be serious with this, and I want to make it sort of uncomfortable for people. So let's throw around some ideas. And I was like, you know what? Nobody's ever beat me up with my own microphone. I think it'd be great if he beat the snot out of me with it on the stage to where it was uncomfortable, and then take it from me, and that can be sort of something that I'm sort of like a title. I'm chasing that for the entirety of the feud. And then he had some ideas, and then Bram had some ideas on top of this. It's fantastic. I love that process. I love the creative process, and I love brainstorming and sitting down with people that I like. Even people that I don't necessarily, I don't care if, like I said, if it's a good idea, it's a good idea, and it's fantastic to just sit down and kick around ideas and be open to, you know what, I had this idea, but your idea is way better, so let's go with that.
It almost had kind of like a Thor's hammer thing to it in a way, because he beat you up with the mic, he took it, and you were, you know what I mean, and what I really enjoyed about that, the sit down you had with Tenay, which first off, Tenay is one of the most underrated announcers of all time. He's one of my all-time favorites, and I don't think he gets enough credit.
No, he doesn't.
I would still love to see him on TV. I mean, I would love to see him calling matches.
Yeah, and I like him as a human being too, so that,
But the sit down you guys had, and you mentioned about how, of course, everyone knows you could do comedy, but to show a different side, that's, like you said, that's every artist, every actor's, every wrestler's dream is like, I don't want to just do one thing. I want to change it up. And to go the serious route, that sit down you had with Tenay, what I liked about it is, it was like the camera wasn't even there. It wasn't like a promo to where you're talking to the camera or you're talking to, the person with the stick. Literally, it was you and Tenay having a conversation, and the camera just happened to peek around the corner.
Yeah.
You didn't play to the camera. It was literally you second guessing what is next for you in your life and your career. And
that was interesting too, because that was something that we had something else completely sort of handed to us. They wanted me to be they were going to set up this hospital room where it looked like I was in the hospital from Bram beating me up with the microphone, and then they were going to come in with the cameras, and I was going to second guess. And I remember just presenting to them, look, if you want to go that way, that's fine, but ultimately I'll do it if you need to. But I just thought it sort of looks wrestling-ish, hokey. Why are the cameras in the...
Been there, done that.
You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And is it going to look genuine? And I thought it would be better to just have a sit-down with Mike Tenay. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be more real, more realistic, and ultimately everybody sort of thought about it and said, "Yeah, I think that's right." And then I think it turned out okay.
No, it really did, and it's encouraging to hear, knowing that Billy's such a big part of the show and has such a great. Because a lot of people, they might, like you said, maybe were questioning, like, well, he's a brilliant musician. What's his wrestling mind? That's two totally different.
Yeah.
But apparently he's got it. He's got that.
He really does.
Knack.
He really does, and I'm not just saying that because I work with him right now and I like the guy. He's got it.
And that's got to be exciting to know that you're clearly going to be working with him, for this whole set of tapings and then going from there.
Yeah. And
So-
we seem to work well together, so that's who I'll be working with on this next set of whatever I do.
No way.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
All right.
But the reason I brought him up in the first place was they just announced today that he'll be doing the intro theme music for, it's a unreleased Smashing Pumpkins song that previously unreleased Smashing Pumpkins song.
It'll be
That
the
will
title track
the
for
lead in for the show every week. So that's cool.
So I'm assuming it's done.
What's
right?
that?
The song.
Oh yeah. It's,
I was like, shit. It's
tomorrow.
It's about to happen. Okay, good.
yeah.
That's going to be awesome, man. All right. Well, that's more exciting stuff.
No, wait. One more thing.
Oh, please, please. Hit it up.
It's gonna, mark out a little bit here. Several months ago, we were doing tapings in Orlando, and we went over to the Hard Rock Hotel, and there's about, I don't know, there's probably 30 people that were on the roster, and a few lucky people that had happened to stay at the hotel that weekend or that week. And Billy, they procured him an acoustic guitar, and he sat down in the hotel bar
What?
for about 2 hours and just gave us like a private.
Seriously?
And he did all the hits from the Pumpkin. It was awesome.
For that long?
He just sat there and he would do something, and then we would talk about it for a little while, and
It was like an unplugged episode.
absolutely.
Damn.
And then somebody would say, "Hey man, can you play whatever?"
1979.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Whew.
He did them all. It was fantastic. It was
That's really good.
really cool. I remember I was hanging out with Drew Galloway that night. And we had just wrestled all day, and it's a long day. So we weren't staying at that hotel. We were staying somewhere else. And I said we should go over there and do that. And he was kind of like, "Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I don't know how it's gonna be." And so, let's just go.
Yeah.
Sit down for at least 10-15 minutes and show our faces. And about 5 minutes into, I think it was the first song or the second song, he looked over at me and he goes, "I'm so glad we did this. This is awesome."
That's a special moment right there.
Yeah, cool.
That's the kind of moment that you really don't forget, which we had a ton back in August.
Yeah.
When and obviously listeners and viewers, you heard all about our Ringside Salute tour with Armed Forces Entertainment, which Armed Forces Entertainment, we love you. Thank you very much for putting it, helping us put it together. But I didn't really get a chance to talk much about it on the show because, you've been all over the world. So like, you weren't in studio. We talked a little about it with, with Thea and Austin Aries. Chris Melendez hasn't had a chance to be on yet. And Shane, we talked a little bit, but it was over the phone. So now that we're actually like here, we have a lot of pictures we're going to show here. If you're watching this on YouTube, so much cool stuff. That's us last year. But yeah, we have a lot of good pictures we're going to show. We got some videos, good experiences. But overall, what was your takeaway?
That Shane Helms is maybe the funniest human being
Yeah.
that I know.
I agree. I left that thinking like I'm a comic and I'm around comedians all the time, and Shane Helms had me cracking up the entire time.
But I think more importantly, I'm a veteran myself.
Yep.
I mean, I was in the reserves.
And thank you for your service.
Yeah, I never, not to diminish anybody's role as a reservist or whatever, National Guardsman. But I didn't go to a foreign country. I was never in combat or anything like that.
But you were ready, so still respect.
So, yeah. But anyway, I just think, what we did over there, and I posted this on my Facebook and my Instagram and everything, that we went over there to bring a piece of Americana over there and give those people, put smiles on their faces. And they ended up, I think, doing more for us than we did for them. At least I felt that way. It was I'm almost getting emotional here because it's just, it was such an amazing just amazing to see what those people do, and they really they make so many sacrifices. Some of them sacrifice their entire lives, actually give their lives.
Yeah.
For and we always say that it's to protect us and to protect our country, and yeah, but more importantly, they are protecting people that from other countries that they might not even disagree with, or that they might disagree with. And they still do it, and they're away from their families. Some of these people are. We talked to so many people that had been over there for over a year and had a son or a daughter at home that they'd never even met.
Yep.
That was a year old or whatever. So that kind of stuff was pretty touching and moving.
It really was. And also just to see the conditions that they're in. Like, not only are they away in a foreign country, but I mean, we were over there. It was 110, 120 degrees.
I remember it was 154 degrees with the heat index. That was in one of the places that we were, Qatar maybe.
Yeah. We're out at the fire station.
Yeah. It's just insane.
It really was.
And the hottest part, I remember we actually got to go up into a B-1 bomber.
Oh my God! I couldn't even. Yeah.
It was. They said it was 200 degrees inside that cockpit.
They only let us go up one at a time.
Yep.
They're like, yeah.
That's all you could do because it was so tight. And
was.
these guys, they said, I think they said they go on 24-hour flights, or
I remember
they actually had fashioned something at first when they first started flying the missions. They said, they literally, you're up there for 24 hours. Somebody's got to sleep at some point, and it's like impossible to.
I know. A typical one, I think they said 8 to 10 hours, but depending on what it is, it could be way longer than that.
Yeah.
And
because they do the mid-air refuels and things like that, so they can go and just go and go and go and go.
Yeah, and we also had the honor of being able to do all the meet and greets. So the way it worked is we would go to wherever they had us set up, and I would open the show, and then I would introduce everyone. It was really cool. Most had sound systems, so we did like the music and the intro, and that was a lot of fun. And then it just became like an hour-long Q&A. And I went out to the crowd, and I would bring a mic out to any of the soldiers who wanted to talk. And then the autograph signings afterwards were really special. We have some pictures of. There's one right there. That was actually the whole staff of the cafeteria. They wanted to meet everyone.
Yeah, they were. It was all like Pakistanis or Indian or something like they were.
Yep.
It was very cool.
And then we got to meet everyone afterwards, and gosh, even the meet and greets would go for like a half hour, 45 minutes.
Just look at the guns on me right there. I mean, look at that. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason you're right. You know what though? Let's give a little bit of credit to old Helms there.
Hey, so anyway, changing topics.
I'm just saying, look at old.
Yeah, he's leaning forward.
Look at old Battle
camera
Axe.
trickery there. He's.
Look at old Hurricane with that left bicep, bringing it in hard and heavy. But yeah, man, the meet and greets were so fun because and then of course where were we? The mall in Bahrain, when this massive dude freaked out because he recognized you.
He cried.
He cried and then really lost his mind when you pointed at Shane. You go, Hurricane. He was like, ah!
That was awesome. It was a really cool experience. When you're in a foreign country like that, and it's amazing the reach that what we do has.
And you don't realize it until you get over there, and you're like, that happens first, and that happened more than once.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. And it reminds me of, I was in the gym one time in my hometown, or where I live now, Woodbury, Minnesota, and this little Asian guy, basically, I saw him do the look and I saw that he recognized me or something, it had that vibe to it. I just went about my thing, kept working out, and all of a sudden this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, are you Mr. Kennedy and Mr. Anderson?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I am from Cambodia, and I just moved to this country." And he's like, my family and I would go to, because we don't have TV over there, we don't have TVs in the homes. He said, it's a poor country. Mm-hmm. He said, my family and I would go to a local coffee shop every Saturday morning for I don't know. He said he watched my whole entire WWE run there, and they would sit there at this coffee shop and watch wrestling every Saturday morning. It was so cool, and it was like, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that So when we were in this mall, we were in a shoe store. I was looking for shoes because my shoes were
Your shoes melted.
stanking like.
You went through like 3 shirts a day.
I remember
Ken,
being
what
in the
shirt
gym.
number you on? Number 2?
I remember being in the gym and like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that smell? And it would just follow me everywhere I went. I was like,
Shoes
what
were
the-
done.
And I pulled the shoes off. I was, whoa, brother.
Them dogs.
I need,
Them dogs was
need some
barking.
shoes. So we're at this place and this big guy comes up and, hey man, you Mr. Anderson and then Mr. Kennedy. And I said, yeah. He was like, oh man, and Shane was literally standing right here. And
people
Shane was
don't
just
know,
like,
and people don't know Shane. Like if they know him as the Hurricane,
well, he doesn't have the green hair.
Yeah, he looks totally different.
Yep. And he was just sort of like standing there, kind of enjoying being an observer or whatever. And he wasn't saying anything. He wasn't like, "Hey, man, I'm the Hurricane." And I just I said, "You watch WWE, right?" Yeah. He was like, "You know the Hurricane?" "Oh yeah." And he literally just looked over at him. He looked at me. He went, like you said.
what did Shane say? Did Shane go, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah"?
And literally the guy started crying. It was
Fuck yeah.
There it is. That's the catchphrase.
of life now.
It's the catchphrase of life. If we could play that again, Marissa. This is just Shane being Shane, and it became a thing that we would just say nonstop, and pretty much in life as well.
Fuck yeah.
It's actually we started doing that like 8 years ago when I was at
really?
WWE, and that was something that Chris Benoit would say. Like if you ask Chris, "Hey man, do you want to go to the gym?" He's like, "Fuck yeah." It was so intense.
Wow.
And like, "Hey, do you want to do this in our match tonight?" "Fuck yeah."
Okay.
And so we started just saying it as a goof amongst.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Shane is just
everything that Shane touches turns to gold.
his
and he's like
delivery.
King Midas.
Speaking of which, let's get to the point. We
Yeah.
can bring up the videos of us getting bit by dogs. So throughout the trip, every one of us we visited the canine unit, and we all got bit by different dogs. And at one point, they were asking Shane about when he got bit, and he's just riffing back and forth. He goes, "Oh, I turned around, I bit the dog." That's like that's like his response. So here's a video of you getting bit, and then me. We got bit by the same dog, actually.
We did.
Very adorable little thing.
You can make it.
You can do it.
Go, Dan, go.
Shane's commentary is just gold here.
Oh, there it is.
Done.
I give you credit for running back, though.
That dog was
Smile
jogging.
pretty.
That dog was jogging to get your ass.
That dog was skipping. Look at your face.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you. You're frozen in time.
You know what I was thinking in that moment? I was like, somebody say heel. Someone say heel, please. Okay, we've proven that this dog could destroy me.
This is the best right here.
Oh, before we play this, so this is Austin Aries. A couple nights later, we're in, this is Qatar, I believe. We're at their canine unit. And, you know, Aries is one of the best athletes you'll ever meet. One of the best wrestlers you'll ever meet. And so he decides to run full speed. Ken and I, we jogged. You know what I mean? Like, we were like, we're jogging. We're not trying to test this dog. Nothing.
He sprints.
He decides to sprint full speed with his dog jacket. What are they called? Dog jackets?
Yeah.
Whatever. Doggy coats.
Yeah.
He decides to sprint full speed. The dog hits him at full speed, and he does a classic rollout. And
Tackles
then
him, basically.
Basically tackles him. And the laughter from Shane Helms is
We played this video in the truck on the van on the way back to our quarters.
Yeah.
We had to play it 30 times, and our stomachs and our throats were. It hurt.
It was just the best. So here's Austin Aries and the dog.
I never liked you that much.
Look at him. He's like literally full speed. Oh. There he goes.
Listen to Shane.
Fuck him up, dude.
Run back this way. Run this way.
That was phenomenal.
Look at him flexing it out.
Shane's
Amazing.
laugh is the icing on that cake. Right?
I went from like shock and fear and like, oh my god, and then Shane just starts laughing. I'm like, okay, that was funny. Like when he first took the dive and the dog was like just wrestling her, I'm like, oh my, okay, Shane's laughing, it's fine.
Because the thing that they told us was, you definitely, if you're ever in a situation where a police officer has one of those dogs,
Give up.
I mean, you want to not, it'll kill you. They literally are trained to. They don't know gentle. They only know one speed. There's not like a gentle bite and then a, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. They will tear your freaking arm off. They'll cut your jugular.
Especially if their master, trainer, whatever tells them to. Done. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we got to go to all.
Fuck yeah.
And we got to go to every canine unit. Oh, here's another one of our favorite moments. Chris Melendez, as we know, is a wounded warrior. He's a war hero.
He's got a bionic leg.
He's got a bionic leg, and occasionally he would just like to pull this move off.
Bionic. Big boot.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a loaded boot if I ever heard of one.
Would that be considered a foreign object or an international object?
I mean, EY used it on him.
Oh.
But, yeah, Melendez. He's another, you'll be seeing him this week, which is really cool.
Yep.
And so...
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah, so we're working on a new, hopefully putting together a new tour in 2016.
I can't wait.
That's the plan.
And Dan from AFI.
Oh, I love him.
Phenomenal guy.
Daniel Cook, great guy.
We had so much fun with him.
So great. It's a lot of work to put one of those tours together.
And he's a hard worker too.
Oh God, nonstop. Mm-hmm. And it's not easy to put one of those tours together. So the fact that it did was a small miracle in itself. For me and you and Shane, Aries, Thea, and Melendez to go over there, that was no small feat. Mm-hmm. And life changing. I mean, for all of us. And there's just the fact that everyone was so excited to meet everyone afterwards, and what we showed the videos, that was just a lot of the fun that we had. But the meet and greets afterwards, and obviously we have the pictures of it that you guys have already seen. Just really, really cool. Yep. So if you are listening to this, when it goes on YouTube, watch the interview because you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the photos, and plus, I mean, we're both really good looking.
Yeah,
so it's like,
jeez,
come on. I mean,
look at this face.
They claim to have the air conditioning on, but we're just too damn hot for the air conditioning in here.
Just don't look at this face up close.
No, the cameras.
With the makeup on and everything.
I instructed them to keep the cameras at a distance. So that was the first part of a two-parter with Mr. Ken Anderson. That's going to be next week. We're going to have the rest of it, and then eventually the whole video will be on YouTube. But he's the best.
I can't wait for next time.
Yeah,
extra parts.
Yeah.
You guys give us so much for free here.
So much entertainment.
Oh, God.
I just expected one part.
It's just great audio stuff.
No, for real though, that's a great way to kick off 2016.
Well, who else is? Both of you being here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
It only took the whole episode for him to say that.
Yeah. I was waiting. He said it to everybody else.
Who's that?
Specifically?
Who's everybody else? I didn't.
The listeners.
I don't want you guys to feel.
The viewers.
Shane, don't look at me like that.
Chuck and Dale.
No, but when he gives me that face.
Dad, this is not like you trying to assemble an Apple TV here. This is very simple. Just show
first
your.
Off, I already said I'm afraid. I got an Apple TV. I'm afraid I don't know how to do it.
What are you afraid of?
So many things.
After leaving the Amish community just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All these
I get it. I get it. You got to ease yourself into it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right now, my TV's been sitting there off for 4 months. Mm-hmm. I want to give it some more time.
Hey, how's Roadkill doing?
Roadkill?
Yeah.
The wrestler or the food?
The wrestler.
Fantastic.
Oh, okay. The Amish wrestler.
Fantastic.
Man, I don't know.
I mean, he'd rather me not say publicly. They're not very into the whole social media thing.
Is he at Simbodi's compound?
He might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing the farming.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
There's a lot of grass in that compound.
Yep.
Anyways, what a great way to kick off the new year. Let's all put ourselves over. Shane Hartline, go!
You can follow me at Shane Hartline on Twitter. You can also go to ShaneHartline.com for everything that is me.
And best of luck. When are you shooting the movie?
I leave in a week and a half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when he's shooting it?
Just a week and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a funny joke there and just totally bombed. Yeah, we're leaving in a week and a half to shoot our horror film. It's kind of crazy. Everything's come together on a super small budget, but it's happening, and I can't wait to come back and tell you guys about it.
And if you help donate to the film, then
We will fight your children!
you'll do that. You'll do that for him.
I never know what soundbite's going to pop up.
Nope, you don't.
Nope.
Only Johnny knows.
Scott Narver.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks, and you can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. And before we wrap up, we were talking a little bit about pro wrestling loot and stuff earlier.
Sure.
And I had some gifts for you guys.
What? No way.
I know you're such a Sting fanatic.
Oh my God.
Sting.
This is going to be amazing.
Dude,
Whoa!
you know what's funny? I was watching your unboxing video yesterday, saw this, and I'm like, he doesn't need that.
You're right. I don't. And I know you do.
I need this.
you got a Sting
It's
mask.
good you gave it to him because he probably would have attacked you
Can I
for it.
say something real quick
Yeah.
about when I saw you unbox this? I was
Yes.
like, they're not like they used to be, though. In WCW, the Sting masks
Made
used
of
to
clay?
They were a perfect mold of his face, and you
Right.
looked at what is this?
Kind of looks like him.
Well, look at where it's from and when it's from.
Copyright 2012 TNA Entertainment.
Oh.
But thank you.
Sting's face was so much smaller then.
His face shrunk over time.
It shrunk over time.
This
as
will go on
did
my
his hairline.
This will go on my Sting corner in my closet.
I think you should incorporate that into the film.
And Johnny, I didn't want to leave you out.
Well, thank you. That's
Because
nice.
I know, look, you love so many different guys. And
So many.
and to be fair, like I had to
I hope
get
it's
you.
Mr. Hughes memorabilia.
No, this is Rhino.
Oh my!
It's a limited edition. Well,
It's a
here, you should-
lithograph.
You
What's a
should read
lithograph?
the
I don't
back of it. You should read the back.
Is
of
it a magnet?
Is that actual part of his tights?
You ever receive an exclusive limited edition authentic piece of matched used memorabilia from
Smell
Superstar
it.
Rhino? This piece is from a shirt worn by him during a match that took place in 2015.
Smell it.
And Rhino teamed with Baron Corbin.
You smell it?
And you
Yeah.
love Baron Corbin.
He's
and
my
so
fave.
that shirt might very well have touched Baron Corbin. So that's how much closer I've gotten you guys together now.
And you know what it just touched also? My heart.
Scott,
Scott.
I wish I had something to give you, but I don't.
You do.
What?
Your friendship.
Aw, damn! I
That's
wish
how
I
we
could-
should end this.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, follow Chuck Rice at crice17. Follow Dale Rutledge at The Walking Dale. We are at Wrestling Buds, Facebook.com/Wrestling Buds. I am at Jake Quasto. Very important, Los Angeles. Saturday, February 13th is the next big blood drive. So if you're going to be anywhere near LA, if you have friends in LA, please hit me up on social media or go to chladonateblood.org and you can sign up. Easier though, hit me up. I'll send you a direct link and you can't miss it. Big blood drive, Saturday, February 13th. So please come out and Shane's going to put the mask on as we close out. So, gentlemen, I think the best way to close out this show as we began.
Cars and trucks, get your cars from hell.